with this one of the first things I want to do is remove this panel at the back here, take this and this out, and I'll start being able to see what needs to come out in total. I think this whole unit here and this radiator pack should all come off as one, and then we can start disassembling this and pull out the engine. But let's make a start on this. The wipers have to come off. There's these two little plastic nuts on either side, and I think that whole thing will should come off. Maybe this panel is slightly bigger than I imagine. One. Two. And then get the battery, disconnect that or do we? 1, 2. Not yet. This cable's just clipped on by these two ties at the back here. Looks like the spineless are taking hold in here. It's another one. So we've got it stripped down to position now. Headlights are out either side. All these little trim pieces here are off either side. The back, the covers. So you release this and just take these out. Okay, this is where we're up to. So the lights are out, and that rear plastic panel that was in there, that's out the way. Yeah, lights gone. All the little trim panels that were down each side. There was a metal panel round here that has gone. So the covers for the engine all gone. So the next job is to start disconnecting this sort of bumper pack, take this front end off. and then you know they're a good way through the strip down process. And everything else really just unplugs. You've got the main ECU plug over here, got the alternator down here, obviously exhaust, sorry for that to focus, exhaust on the back. Once this radiator pack is unplugged, there's the fuel rail, which is down the back there, that plugs in. I'm sure there'll be other little sensors and the odd bit here and there, but that's most of the unpicking of it then. These are connected just in here. There's 4 bolts, so that'll take that off the subframe either side. I want to get it up on axle stand soon, get the coolant drained, the oil drained from the engine, oil drained from the gearbox. Oh yeah, we got a, there it's gone, down here. Disconnect the clutch as well. Yeah, still a chunk next to do, but for an hour or so, it's not a bad start. Okay, put back at it. So we've got, it's up on axle stands now. Wheels are off. Strip down inside the wheel arch. Got to take these wheel arch liners off. These arch spats from here, and then eventually disassemble the hub so we can get the drive shafts out. I don't know why my audio's dropped out on this one, but I'm just trying to point out where all the fixings are for the wheel arch line. So there's these little kind of harsh threaded screws. There's a little 10mm plastic nut that goes on there. These ones are like screwed in with like a widened out plastic clip there. And then you got the ones in the wheel arch spats, which are smaller. I think they're 5mm with sort of a plastic pin through the middle of them. And there's these plastic plates that obviously give you access, and that's the one for the brake vent. So yeah, 4 little harsh screws allowing the air to come back onto the rate disc. Once all those are out, it's just a case of popping the wheel arch liner out. As always, there's always a hidden screw. So there's this one underneath the back of the front wheel. And then onto the front, there's like a little trim splitter. And there's about 3 of these sort of pop-in clips along the front here as well that have to come out to release the liner. So that's it, wheel arch liner is out and removed. This is what you're left with. So then to take off the wheel arch spats, which are connected to the bumper and the metalwork, you've got to release these little white plastic clips. They're a bit brittle, so I did snap some of them, so they will be replaced. And then there's 3 lugs on the front that stick into the plastic bumper. Okay, so this is the wheel arch spat off. So you can see the holes where those little plastic white clips were going through. I kind of just tore the thing off in the end. I didn't bother trying to squeeze them all through. They were too brittle and breaking. These are the locating sort of slots where it slots into the front of the bumper. There's three of those. So if you pull the wheel arch spat towards you, they come out fairly easily. But I can imagine if you just yank it through those, it'll snap. There's a T25 Torx bit that holds the plastic onto the sort of the metal arch. That's got to come out as well. And then a little 10mm bolt above it that I took out as well. I put all these back in after me so I don't lose their position. So you also have to remember to disconnect the horns and fog light down here. So I'll do those now. So I'm just taking the bumper off and I've spotted this. Can you see that that's caved in there? I don't think it does it justice on the camera. This one, this side, absolutely. That one there, kind of all caved in. And the spine split from there to there. I'd say this has had a knock in the past, you know? Yeah, definitely. Look at it from that side, that angle. You see it's all caved in? This one, no trouble at all. Very straight. Okay, we have intercooler pipe back off. Let me get my light. aircon pipe disconnected. Don't worry, I checked, it's not the nasty stuff, so it can just be released. This intercooler pipe here disconnected. So I think I've got just the water pipes to go. I'm really struggling getting this top hose off. It's just in there. And the other hose, which is, can you see down there? Yeah, it's just there. Rested in place. I've put this into like service mode or whatever they call it, slid these forwards so I can get as much room in here as I can, but it's buried so deep inside the cameras here. I even tried to take these off, but that just moves the aircon radiator. This one doesn't want to budge at all. This video is probably going to jump around quite a bit for no other reason than we've had a lot going on. So end of the last video you saw the Land Rover was up and running. The Mini took its place on the drive, ready to have work carried out on it. So I'm pleased to say the Land Rover is still running. I've been tinkering with that one. There's been little niggly things, lights, maybe a little bit more fettling with the clutch to get it right, or maybe I've just got to learn how to use it properly. Some people say put it into third gear to get all the synchros on third and fourth to line up, and then first and reverse, and that'll work a lot better. But I haven't been doing an awful lot of that. We've had Storm, Irwin, Storm, Hermione, or whatever the hell this one is. So only a fool really starts a DIY driveway channel in the winter when the days are short and the weather's terrible. But nevertheless, we're persevering and we're getting places. So I want to show you where we've got to on the Mini, update you on the bits of the Land Rover, and I'm really hoping that next weekend, I know I keep saying the next one, but next weekend is when we can get it out and actually do some road testing on the Land Rover. And I think next weekend this engine in the Mini I'm just about to show you will be ready to come out, and then we can start doing the jobs on that one too. So this is where she's currently at. So everything's off. You can see you've got the intercooler pipe work, the aircon pipe work, and the radiator hoses, that's all buckled down. So the front slam panel, that's all off. So when the exhaust is disconnected, the electric's disconnected, the fuel line's disconnected, this thing should just now pop out. There's nothing stopping it coming out the front. So we've got, let's zoom back a bit, the radiator pack here. Showed you in the bit, this is where the bit of damage is that we hadn't even noticed before. So that was all off. Some of these hoses, like I showed you in the clips down there, that was a real, this one was a pain to get out. But even this one's buried so far in there. Trying to get that one out, that was difficult. We've got bits of Mini everywhere at the moment. The bumper here, wheel arch liners here, wheel arch liners here, more bumper bits up here. So it's kind of scattered around all over the place, but the idea is get all these labelled up where they came from. All the bolts are bagged up, labelled where they came from. So hopefully it'll make putting them back a bit better, although we are going to replace all the plastic clips because they're just a bit brittle, a bit old. Yeah, and then all this can go up in the top of the garage with all the rest of the bits, and we can clear a bit of a pathway through here to get the engine out. And when that's out, I can work on it in here, out here, in the warm and the dry. So it doesn't matter what storm's brewing outside, we can actually plough on and get this going. So just about to take this out on this test run, and the indicator's not working on this side. So you can see these whip out bulb holders are terrible. So I'll put a bit of tape on the bulb just to hold them in place. So you can hear the relay going. nothing. Around the back. And then what's even weirder, if we change this bulb, one of these LED bulbs, again we go, oh, obviously too fast, so there's a poor earth somewhere or connection. I just stupidly realised why I can't get that to come on. I've taped over the earth. Okay, so I'm wondering if this tab here needs to come out slightly further, whether it's making a... I will be changing these, they're not very good at all. Done it. Yes. It's kind of in there. Shouldn't wiggle out. Okay, press the pedal shell. And again. Yeah. Off. And on. Okay, we're all ready for the road test and it's run out of fuel. So, quick trip to the petrol station and give it a top up.